Toyota has a large test track facility in central Arizona for all you lucky journalists who fly out here to look at their fancy cars. You might want to stop at this place on your next visit, the Brass Armadillo. They have some very interesting automotive paraphernalia for sale. We'll take a look in here right now. Here we go, the power booth. Or a mobile gas pump that doesn't pump gas, pumps gumballs. Or how about a Shell lube station? $4.99.99 and it's all yours. Lots of good stuff here. Outdoor drive-in speakers, $295. I don't think so. Well, it's time to go, but if you're not into car stuff, they have an outhouse here for $600. That should be a conversation piece in your living room. So let's get on with the Toyota test. That's what we came here for, right? This is the 2015 Toyota Highlander Hybrid. As it says in the title, we also tested the standard Toyota Highlander V6 without the hybrid system, but because of scheduling issues, we had to do two separate videos. The link for the standard Highlander review will be at the end of this video. You'll have a link you can click on to, so anytime in this video, you can fast forward and latch onto that. Before we even get into the road test, there's some things you need to know about the Toyota Highlander. First is cost. Now the base price of the 4-cylinder Highlander runs around $29,000. We are told that the hybrid system adds around $4,000 to $5,000 to the cost. But when you go to the dealer, you'll find that most of these run around $50,000. That's because if you want a Highlander hybrid, you have to take all the equipment they're going to tack on with it. That's just the way it is. Number 2, performance. The standard V6 is 270 horse. This is 280 horse. Unfortunately, you have about 400 pounds of extra weight from the battery and four-wheel drive system, so on a statistical 0 to 60, you're going to get a slower time. But don't be fooled, because in city traffic, the torque of the battery combined with the engine actually provides better acceleration up to around 30 to 40 miles per hour. So in the city, yes, it is quicker. On the freeway, no. And number 3, on the freeway, there's not much difference between the hybrid and standard V6. Hybrids work in the city where the battery can help the car accelerate better. On another hybrid I tested specifically for the city, I got 24 in the city, 24 on the highway, while on the standard V6 I got 18 in the city and about 24 on the highway. So if you're delivering pizzas between Los Angeles and New York, you're not going to get much use out of the hybrid. But if you do lots of city driving, that's where the advantage comes in. 24 is a lot better than 18. Officially, the EPA rating for the Toyota Highlander Hybrid is 27 miles per gallon in the city, 28 highway, and 28 combined. But on our videos, we're talking real-world mileage, not paper mileage. Naturally, if you take the fuel savings and compare it to the cost of owning a hybrid, at best you might break even, but it's the pleasure of driving that makes this enjoyable. By the way, there is a 2.7-liter 4-cylinder engine putting out 185 horsepower at the base $29,000 cost, rated at 20 to 25 miles per gallon for those interested in a less expensive choice. The first thing we're going to do with this Highlander is test the headlights at night and see how they perform. Here's the headlight performance at 100 feet, more than adequate. Excellent brights. Here we have a building at 300 feet on high beam, lights up the whole side of the wall. Some of the best high beams I've driven. Low beams, more than adequate, reaches out all the way. Overall, excellent headlight design. No issues here. While these headlights are certainly impressive, let's look at the rest of the car. One thing I would avoid, like the plague, are these running boards. If you want to save some money, don't order them, because they're $600, and to me they're basically useless. I mean, really, do you need to step on a running board to get into this Highlander? I don't think so. And this does have a four-wheel drive system. Go off-road, this is the first thing that's going to get damaged. Of course, if you want this, be my guest. And I would think at $50,000 we wouldn't have to pay an extra $225 for carpet mats in the rear. Come on, guys. That should be standard. You do get a spare tire, but if you get a flat, you're going to have to crawl under there. I tell you, some people are just slobs. I just stepped in a big pile of diaper crap. The world's going down the toilet. The cabin is certainly first class. Great materials, superb workmanship, lots of room on these second row seats. By the way, Toyota advertises this as a 7-passenger. On the standard Highlander that doesn't have the battery taking up space, it's called an 8-passenger. Not going to happen, folks. You see, we got 2 bucket seats in the front. Very good seats, by the way. 2 bucket seats in the second row. Again, very good seats. And if you think you can fit 3 people in this third row seat, lots of luck. To me, it's still a 6-seater. If you put 3 4-year-olds back here, I guess we could go to 7. I still think we're kind of fudging on the facts, though. Beyond this, I have nothing but praise for the interior. You got a nice gauge cluster, well-placed steering wheel controls, a very simple climate control system. Stereo is easy to use, just press the station you want. And the navigation system, although I still prefer using a paper map, but that's me. A well-sized glove box that's even bigger if you take all this junk out. Giant center console certainly comes in handy. And if you order the Ultimate Premium package, you get this giant panorama sunroof. But it's 114 degrees out today, so I think we might close it back up. In daily driving, there are 3 features the hybrid Highlander has that the other Highlander models do not. Number 1, as I mentioned earlier, acceleration at low speeds. Forget the 0 to 60 times. The battery combined with the engine provides lots of torque. You get a good kick in the pants. Great brakes, by the way. Number 2, the hybrid has a far smoother ride than the non-hybrid Highlanders. I don't know why. I've driven lots of these, and that's just the way it is. In fact, I would tell you this is the smoothest riding Toyota in the inventory. I can honestly say it even rides better than any of the models in the Lexus line, aside from the luxury LS 460, of course. Very smooth engine. And 3, this is a very quiet vehicle. Very low wind noise. Great for those short expressway trips. By the way, in my driving, as I mentioned earlier, it's like 114, 116 degrees outside. But this is an excellent climate control system. I'm freezing in here. And one of the advantages of having a Highlander loaded with everything is you also get air-conditioned seats, which makes you even cooler on a 114-degree day. If you're thinking about buying a Highlander hybrid because you're going to save fuel or you want to save the planet, this is the wrong vehicle. This is about luxury. This is smooth, quiet, comfortable, great seats, superb air conditioning. Great for long trips, great for city trips. Luxury. That's why Toyota wants you to have every option on this when you buy the Highlander Hybrid. Because if you don't get everything, you're not really enjoying what this is all about. Yeah, it's expensive, but well worth it if you can afford it. If this hybrid model is too expensive for you, here's a link to the standard Toyota Highlander with a V6 engine.